How to change the boiler controls. This is the boiler controller, and with this you can change the temperature of the thermostat currently, so that if you want to change temporarily what the temperature is in the room now, then you could come here and do that. Or you can change the timers so that you can change things like when it comes on in the morning, when it goes off at night, and what the temperature is that you want it to come at automatically. So that's what this is for. So there are two main things. One is, do you want to change it temporarily? The other is, do you want to change it for the timers and what the temperature will be with the timers? So this is what you do if you want to change the temperature temporary. So for example, if you come in and it's too cold, or the timers have not yet turned it on and you want to turn it on, or you want to change the temperature and make it warmer, or it's too hot and you want to make it colder. So this is temporary. What you do is you come to the thermostat and the knob on the right hand side, you just turn it. Now if the screen is blank, that doesn't matter, just turn it a moment and the screen will light up, and if you keep turning you'll see that it's now, the temperature is now highlighted, and you have to wait a few seconds because sometimes it won't do anything for a few seconds because it's talking to the boiler up in the loft. So what you do is just turn it, keep turning it until it begins to react. And then what you do is just turn the temperature up or down to whatever you want it to be. So when it's arrived at the temperature you want it to be, let's say 23, just leave it, it will go off, and then the temperature will now change. So if you've temporarily changed the temperature, so if the boiler was on and you've made it go cold, then the boiler will turn off. Or if the boiler was off and you've turned it on, then that will work until the next time the timer kicks in. So if the timer is due to kick in at 4 o'clock and it's now 3 o'clock, then if you turn the boiler on, it will stay on until 4 o'clock, and then it'll go back to the temperature that you were setting on the timer. So this is the part where we're going to look at changing the controller on a more permanent basis. This is where you'd change, for example, the time that the boiler comes on in the morning, or the time that it goes off at night, or the temperature that it comes on at in the morning and the temperature it comes on at tea time. And the way to do that is, this time you use the left hand button. Now if the screen is totally blank, you may need to press this button twice. What you're looking for is the screen to say the date there and the time, HE1 and cylinder. Now on the first screen you don't need to change anything. It says HE1 there and might say cylinder there, and it tells you the date and the time. You don't need to do anything on this screen, so just turn the left hand knob once, and then it now says basic data, and that's just the date, the time and so on. You don't need to change anything there. And then turn it once more and it says HE1 timer program or time program. Now at first this screen here might be blank, and if it does, just wait for a few seconds until the numbers appear, because what's happening is it's talking to the boiler up in the roof and it might take a few seconds. Now this is the screen that you might need to change, and what you do, I'll just press again, what you do is, if you want to change the time that it comes on in the morning, for example, then you move around the screen with the right hand button like this, and you're looking for the flashing cursor. Now it might start off flashing where it says Mo-Su, which means Monday to Sunday, and what you do is you just use the right hand button to move around. So at the moment it says 7 o'clock to 8:30. That means it's going to come on at 7 o'clock in the morning and go off at 8:30 in the morning. And as well, over here it says the temperature is 22. So that means that at 7 o'clock in the morning we're going to try and get the temperature up to 22 degrees, and the boiler will turn off at 8:30 in the morning and the central heating will cool down. So if you want to change that, then you just come along to the one that you want to change. So for example, if you want to change the 7 o'clock in the morning to, let's say, 6:30, then make the cursor flash just in front of the 7, press it, so it's pressing this button, and then you just change it by turning the knob until the temperature, the time rather, is the time that you want it to start off at. So if I want to start the boiler rolling at 6:30, then wait until it's there, then click, and that's now set it to 6:30. And if I want to change the temperature, move along with this button until I'm just in front of the 22, click to highlight it, and then change the temperature to whatever I want it to be. So if I want the temperature to only be 21 degrees, then I change it to 21 or 21 and a half or whatever it is, and then click, and then move around the screen until I'm at the next thing that I want to change. So for example, at the moment it's coming on at 4:30, 16:30. So let's say I don't want it to come on until 5 o'clock. Then get just in front of the 16, click, and then change it to whatever I want it to be, and then press the button. So that's now changed to coming on at 6:30 in the morning and going to 21.5 degrees. 5 o'clock in the afternoon going off at 22, which is 10 o'clock. And then its temperature is set at 22 degrees in the evening. And really that's all you'll need to do. Once you're ready, just leave it, walk away, and it will automatically do that from now on.